Hello, good morning, Nigerian. It is officially a new month, a time to reset, another opportunity to focus, to reposition, some mistakes we made last month and, start to correct them because you actually learn from your mistakes sometimes, not your success alone. Well, I still want to appreciate God for keeping our lives safe, for protecting us, for God's provision throughout the month of January till now. It's a new month, and guess what? It's a new week, and it's a Monday morning. Today, the 2nd of February 2026. Well, um, 2026 promises to be fantastic, so there are a lot of congratulations in it, and we are in the vehicle already, and we've skipped through the first month, 11 months to go, and this is the second month, so let's continue to drive. Yeah, I am Ambassador Robin Emmanuel Olua Femi. For sure, you can call me Rio, and I want to officially welcome you to the Monday edition of the Bomber Breakfast Show, where we dissect matters without any form of bias. We'll call it spade, however. Yeah, I'm not here alone. I'm here with my colleagues, and we will be having one or two discussions together in the next couple of hours. I mean, less than 2 hours anyway. So just sit, relax, and enjoy the show. To my immediate left, and to the only lady seated here in the middle of two guys, because as long as they never married, the guys, when they are married, they will be men. So the only lady seated, the colored barista, it's not the person, but barista pink.
Good morning, Rio. Good morning, Nigeria. I am Barrister Pink Egbe. Welcome to the Bumper Breakfast Show.
Thank you very much. I almost heard you said bye for now. So I remember that we just started.
We just
I remember that we just started. And of course, the man who is versatile everywhere needs no introduction. Again, is a known face on your screen on this darling TV station. It's not the person, but Stanley Paul Ikao.
Yeah,
Good morning, Stanley.
Lagos. Yeah, good morning, you. Feels good to be back. It promises to be another exciting week. Trust us. I will do all we can to ensure that we bring you nothing but the best of information that you can always rely on and bank on. Good morning, Lagos.
Good morning, Lagos. Thank you very much, Stanley Paul Ikao. Thank you, Barrister Pink. Welcome to a beautiful program again on a beautiful day. Let's get straight to business. It's a Monday morning. It is the most serious day in the week. So we don't joke with Monday. We get to, go straight to whatever thing that is trending. And I want to say congratulations to Africans that participated in the Grammy event. Well, our guy is not a loser, or our guys, because we were expecting if Davido did not win, Davido O'Malley, which would have been a very soft ground for O'Malley's album and O'Malley's events and showing O'Malley to the world. But don't forget that nominating you for Grammy Award is something that is very big. I mean, something good to talk about, right? And we're thinking if this does not go with David and O'Malley, maybe you're a star. It's time for her to shine. But fortunately, none of them, not even Burna Boy, got closer. But this award once again went to Tyler in South Africa again. A lot of people get to ask what happened. But I'm sure sometimes you just need to read the criteria, read some international recognition. Sometimes election is not won by the most popular candidates, but sometimes the most strategic candidates. There was a time that there was a fight between Don Jazzy Olamide and the Eddies Award those days, and people have forgotten that all the songs that Lil Kesh was singing that time were off radio songs. You cannot play songs on radio. There are songs full of slangs, and under 18 cannot sing it. You can't present it. So those were the criteria. Somehow, it was supposed to be next rated. Next rated should not be speaking some vulgar languages.
yeah.
But people were biased and all. So as per the International Award Grammy, I mean, we are less concerned as long as our boys are doing well, they are making money, and these international guys are even begging for collaborations. So we let it be. The truth is, the white will at every cost want you to bow for them. So they will want to create, a platform, that showcase the world. I know you can't compare Davido's energy with Silas' energy when it comes to pulling crowd, selling tickets. Having is the most
Booking a
followed.
whole arena.
Is the most
Possible.
followed celebrity in Africa. I mean, if you ask, he has highest followers on Instagram, on Twitter, on just mentioned. But it is well. Congratulations, guys. I mean, it is not the end of the world. We'll continue, to strive. So let's get straight to business. That was just something trading, and it's needed for us to say because that we talk politics does not mean we don't do entertainment. It's just we are all entertainers, if you ask me. Well, there's something trending, making the heads on the papers this morning. Governors who defected to APC remain party leaders in the state. Tinubu clarifies. I mean, and it looks like Tinubu is stylishly trying to tell Wike something without,
Directly saying it to him.
saying it. Which, and one thing I want to say is, I've not even read, the writers, but let me just say from the headlines now. He's saying this because that is how it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
That is how it should be. If you like be the mighty giant, the moment a sitting governor defected to your party, he becomes the party leader of that state.
Exactly.
The same thing is applicable in federal, even in local government. So let's just take a little bit of the story so that my colleagues can get to share their opinion on it. Why I don't PDP? Governor Kefa said President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Saturday declared that governors under All Progressives Congress (APC) remains leaders of the party in their respective states. Tinubu made this clarification on Saturday at the reception of the formally welcomed Governor Agu Kefa of Taraba State into APC, held in Jalingo, the state capital, represented by the Vice President Kashim Shettima. Tinubu announced that Kefa has assumed the leadership of the party in the state by virtue of his defection from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, into APC. Senator Shettima said that the decision of Taraba State Governor Agu Kefa and the supporters to join APC was informed by a clear understanding of governance and partnership rather than isolation. Shettima told the gathering of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has instructed him to assure the governor of his place not only in the party but in continued relationship to patronize development of the state. He said leadership is a core. It's encouraged to align destiny with reality. Well, I'll just put a pause to that and we'll just talk briefly on it. I mean, the headline already stated what's on ground. And to me, it wasn't Kefa's statement. That statement was meant for former governor Nyesom Wike. But let me just, I mean, by stopping, it looks like you are more nosy in this world. Like, man, took my nose.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'd like to just hear from you quickly.
And the truth about it, just made
decision of
one
the
point
president,
where I thought, because people are expecting the president to come out and say, Wike, hey, stand down. But the president is very smart. He's a very smart man. He's looking for ways to relate to this guy. To me, in my mind, I just feel that our federal capital territory minister is acting a little bit crazy, if you ask me. So for you to bring back a crazy person, you need a psychologist that will tell the person that you're actually crazy. So that's what I just believe that he just did. You understand? Because he didn't like the statement. Wike did not like the statement when the River State Governor Fubara said, I am now the 001. And they actually gave him like a plaque that you are the 001 through his, I think his card, his party's card. And they wrote 001. That thing drove him crazy. I
don't even know why Wike is like that, but that is the...
But another thing is that most of the things he's doing, I will not lie to you, I saw one within Thursday and Friday. I don't know if he was wearing their traditional attire, and I don't know what he was saying. Do you know I off the television?
You mean Wike?
Yes, I just off the television.
Because you could
yeah,
guess what it was.
I don't like people unnecessarily being harassed for nothing, because to me, you did your own. and you had fun. You even had music that Timaya will now find out that, oh, is it Timaya that sang it? Yeah, a whole music band following him. At what point will Fubara be free from the ex-governor? Because I was even very, very happy when the Kano state governor defected, and I saw Ganduje, that all of them were struggling. Remember that he even brought down the structure. There's a particular hand they keep showing in Kano that they say is Ganduje. What did he do? He brought down the structure knowing that it was going to pain Ganduje. So because he was not in the party, Ganduje was the 001 there because he was the ex-governor. He immediately entered the party. See the way even Ganduje was.
He came from London.
That's it. He was more happier than even the person that they haven't handled, and even raised his hand up. So that's how the team spirit is very.
Well,
very
anyways, there's always a tone to a lot of stories when it comes to politics.
Yes.
But let me hear from Stanley Paul quickly.
It's very simple. For every organization, there is a structure. For every political party, there is a structure. Even in our daily lives that we live, we have ways that we set out and our rules and regulations in our various homes. Now it's very simple. You have to abide with it or you just go away. I don't have a problem with Wike, but I have a problem with the way he goes about running this kind of politics. It's very clear. If it's not in the style of the PDP to make the governor the number one, leader of every state when they were in control of the state, then you shouldn't think it will play out the same way in other political parties. Time and over again, whether you love him or hate him, whether there was an agreement, whether there was a breach of agreement or not, according to the constitution of the All Progressives Congress, every governor is the number one citizen of the state. You may be the number one citizen by leadership, but as far as governance is concerned, and what the party states, what they have in their constitution, you have to respect it. Fubara is no longer a PDP card-carrying member. You are still a PDP card-carrying member, working under the administration of the APC, led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You can't be in two sides. You can't be at two places at the same time. It is either, just like the National Secretary told you, it's either you defect to the APC and control the party, which you will still have to be the number two because the number one sitting governor is the number one leader of the party in the state. So it's a clear understanding that you can't fight this case and win. It's a lost battle already. Now your battle of supremacy between you and Fubara is on that thing entirely. Who controls the state as far as the constitution of the APC is concerned is the number one citizen. So it's something you must understand. PDP, APC, you are PDP, Fubara is APC. Let's first understand that one. And it's a good thing that Mr. President has indirectly or directly stated it clear and clear. He needed just an opportunity, which KEF has presented to him, to make that pronouncement. That, hey, you and Fubara may have your issues. The strategic thing is, if he had made that comment immediately he returned from Turkey, or Turkey as it were, it would have sounded like, oh, you are taking sides on Fubara. But he waited until he spoke through Kashim Shettima, and he made it clear that what the national president and the national chairman and the national secretary are saying, okay, it's the truth. That you came and welcomed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on his return from Turkey is not a guarantee that he will change his mind. President Tinubu cannot change the constitution of APC. They can only review. So as it stands right now, you have to live by it, live with it, and consume it.
Live by it, live with it, consume it, whichever way, just be the constitution stand, because that is the way it is in all political parties in Nigeria. The moment you are the governor of a state, you are the leader of that party. For one major reason, you are in charge of the financial, the finance of the state. So everybody gets to look, likely you will still, one way or the other, sponsor the party with the state funds. Normally it's done. They will not put that one in budget anyway. They find a way about it. Or you put your people in there. Everybody is subject to, the governor. But let's take another story this morning. There's another story about old and new politician coming from somebody that you know very well. Old politicians responsible for Nigeria's challenges is coming from the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general election, the former governor of Anambra State, Mr. Peter Obi. Now, Obi said that it was said rather that the former Labour Party presidential candidate Mr. Peter Obi has attributed Nigeria's persistent challenges to poor leadership, insisting that the country's problems are primarily caused by politicians rather than lack of resources. Obi made these assertions while addressing stakeholders in Ibadan, Oyo State, reflecting on the historical significance of the city, which he described as a former city of knowledge and hope that continues to play a vital role in Nigeria's development journey. Commending the developmental strides achieved by Oyo State, Obi acknowledged that the state government's role in uplifting the city, particularly under the leadership of Governor Seyi Makinde. He also expressed gratitude to religious leaders for their continued advocacy for good governance and moral leadership. Moving on, as we celebrate 50 years of Oyo State, I pray that the next 50 years of this great state and city will be exemplary. Obi said. He further prayed for divine guidance and strength for Governor Seyi Makinde. Well, the major story here is that Obi said old politicians are responsible for the challenges in Nigeria. Before I say anything, Stanley Poikao, what's the statement like to your ear?
Hold on, I'm trying to pen something down. Mr. Peter, you said Ibadan used to be former city of knowledge and hope. Then, what's the state of the state now for that city? See, I think there Obi needs a strong public relations officer. It's not just by coming out to speak. You speak with guide. When you call the ancient city of Ibadan as a city, as a former city of knowledge and
It's
hope,
like they no longer have it again.
so is it indirectly saying there is no hope, and the people that are now residents in Ibadan don't have knowledge anymore? Because that statement is very, very big. Former city of knowledge. Now, Mr. Peter Obi, I ask you this question. If you claim that all politicians are responsible for Nigeria's challenges, why then did you pitch tent with ADC, where you have Alhaji Atiku Abubakar in it, gunning for another record presidential race? Whether we like it or not, it doesn't really matter if you get the presidential ticket, if you get the vice presidential ticket. But the bottom line is, it should have said no. There is the former governor of Oyo State, who is now the Olubadan of Ibadan, whom Obi claimed that is a former city that had knowledge and hope. So I would say with the new traditional ruler who has run the administration of Oyo State as governor and bringing his expertise as the Olubadan of Ibadan cannot give the people hope. Because sometimes I just ponder and I wonder how our politicians reason before they speak. This statement, as far as I'm concerned, does not go down well with me. If you must come with equity, you must come with clean hands. So the word says. If Mr. Obi is making all of these statements, then you must speak from an angle of decency. Decency in the sense that practice what you preach. If the old politicians are the problem, do not align with the old politicians. Stand alone and fight a just cause. We know, so that we know, okay, Mr. Peter Obi, you are fighting for the interest of the country. But at this point in time, you are still aligning with the old war horse. At PDP, We had Saraki, we had what's it called now? We had David Mark, we had all of these big wigs in the party. Now you have left. You are still going to join the likes of Aregbesola. You are going to join the likes of David Mark. You are going to join the likes of Musa Abdullahi, who was former minister of sport. You are going to join the same Rotimi Amechi. You are going to join the same Atiku Abubakar, who have all been in the corridors of power. Yes, Atiku looks like Atiku and David Mark looks like the oldest in that party because they became politicians long before all the other guys. But if we must tell ourselves the truth, are you speaking from both sides of your mouth? Are you practicing what you preach? Because sometimes I just feel Mr. Peter Obi, like I said, I'm going to be unapologetic. Yes, I am saying all of this as in line with what you said. I am sure they didn't conjure all of this. It's what you said that was written in the paper. So I think you must be guided when you make some certain comments.
Thank you very much. But let me make it a bit tricky now. Barrister Pink, what is your take on Stanley's analysis?
Yeah, I might agree with Stanley on the public speaking.
Yeah.
But when you look at it in the other way, I believe he was speaking about the university. I think he's mixing the people and the university there, because once upon a time, because my elder sisters, they went to UI and they keep telling us about how prestigious it is. You sure people travel around the world to come to uni Ibadan. So when you are comparing, don't compare politics with education. You understand? So I think, like you said, he needs a PRO that will tell you, God, this is what you are going to say. Okay. You don't understand when you get out there. But if you check the history of Oyo, you understand, because the Alafin of Oyo, that one that passed before I know the daughter very well. They don't joke with their tradition, and it's a very rich history. That sits alone. If you see the war, and I believe they are the ones that have the Araka Kafo. Arana Kafo. You understand? Sorry, pardon me if I did not pronounce it very well. But the truth about this whole thing is that he needs a PRO so that he will not be messianic. I don't want to say misspeech, messianic. And people keep blaming old politicians. Let me tell you, at the time that politicians did their own, they were also blaming the old politicians. And they were even blaming the military government. When you enter your own, all the things you have said, please do it. I hope you understand. Because out of the whole thing Jonathan did for us, we did not congratulate him. We even want him to pack his load and go. Immediately he left the office. They say, oh, this man is a peaceful man. He was trying to remove this thing. Oh. So the truth about this whole thing is that don't blame anybody. It's the knowledge they have of power that they use in governing at that time. I hope you understand. And like Stanley said, that why blend with them? What's your aim? You know, there was something you mentioned, that why didn't they just register their own party? Actually, I called somebody that works with INEC, and he gave me a backyard info that they tried to, but I don't want to go beyond this. But the truth about this whole thing is that stand on your own. In short, you can even insist on this independent candidate and say it's one of the unique features of the federal state. And you see people even clamoring for it. Yes, you don't have to belong to any party. I hope you understand. So when you see them use wheelbarrow, force you from your house and join their party, people will say he was forced to join. But this one, 31st, we were waiting, hours were going, and it was announced. So everything is politics.
See, let me quickly add to what she just said.
Okay.
There's no how you want to discuss education in any tertiary institution without relating it to the government. Why? Because there was this unending ASU and federal government back and forth issue, which I don't think would be resolved by this administration. It's been there over time. And I think he's trying to play like the devil's advocate here, and in one way or the other, making himself look like, no disrespect right now, like the saint who can change the whole narrative. You want to talk about education, you narrow it down to the government. You want to talk about this, you narrow it down to the government. Yes, the bulk of the responsibility falls on the government. But then, if you're discussing one particular topic, it's just like what we're discussing right now, and you're going to bring Donald Trump issue. If it does not have anything to do with Nigeria's politics, then leave Donald Trump out of it. If you're discussing Donald Trump, and okay, we relate to Venezuela, you have reasons to relate to Venezuela because he just captured the president of Venezuela, Maduro. So, if you're speaking in one line, please stay on that lane. You're driving on Lagos Ibadan expressway, you are using the Shagam interchange, thinking you want to go and go through the other route and connect to Ibadan. Who does that? Use the normal route that will take you to Ibadan. And I think that's what Mr. Peter Obi needs to learn each time he comes out to speak to the public.
Well, it seems like every time Peter Obi have the opportunity to talk in public, he just want to discredit governments or discredit other politicians. If you ask me, there are a lot of statements that the new ADC members have made, which we expected him to have reacted to. He didn't. So it is obvious that Peter Obi is biased, and it's normal for politicians to be biased. Talk down on other politicians just in favor of yours, because Nigerians are emotional people. Once you say, oh, it's Peter who has said it, there are people who say Peter can't go wrong in my eyes. Whatever thing that he says is right. Whatever thing that he does is right. And we cannot keep living with that mentality. There are times where you need to call your fave or your favorite, whichever way you call it, that, Oga, this thing you are doing is nonsense. We like you, we are still with you, but don't have sense, please. There are times that you just need to be. You won't see President Bola Ahmed Tinubu coming outside anyhow to talk. Even Atiku, it's during only election time you see Atiku, black being talking.
And when he wants to condemn.
And when Atiku hardly come outside to come and talk or so. Look at the same Rotimi Amechi. Look at these politicians, because they know how this thing is being done. But Peter, every opportunity he wants to talk. There are times that you need to calm down and let people speak on your behalf. Let's know who is your spokesperson.
And even when you speak, you will find out and say, oh, he has not been saying, he now said.
No, that is how it should be on the knobs. You don't see too much of familiarity sometimes will cause disrespect. There are times where you need to allow people miss you. There are times where you will see some artists, some musicians, they will purposely not drop album in like maybe 4 years. It's not like they'll just be dropping single.
Yeah.
Drop 1-2 singles in a year. You people will listen, you will be having streams, you will be going for shows and be performing that
but no album.
But no album. By the time they will say they are dropping their album, the kind of money they will make, and you'll be so amazed.
Strategy.
It's same thing. Don't let your enemy know your next move. But they want to do something, if not because of election, I'm sure Peter won't have gone to the 50th anniversary of Oyo State. Yes, let's not cap.
He's indirectly campaigning
before
the calendar year.
He was in Abuja. He did something similar. People started tagging INEC, saying, have you started campaigning? Because he was sitting in the vehicle, he stood up, there were a crowd, and he was like, I want you people to support my party. Have we started this? ADC, so quick. So if it was APC candidate or APC person that gets to do it, you say, oh, they are using federal might, federal power. So it is time that we need to make, accurate statements, reasonable statements, educating statements. Like you said, formally. So I got where Stanley Paul is coming out from. And it looks like some educated Ibadan or your state people, they've not really dissected that word well. By the time they will come out, they will come and tell you, Oga, what are you talking?
The man from the radio.
That one is in Accord Party now. They must have been looking at. So when you talk too much, sometimes you will say things that will shoot yourself on the leg. Sometimes I always tell people, be a good listener, be reluctant to respond. Sometimes just say, okay, go and digest it, reason about it very well before you come outside to say anything. So Mr. Peter Obi, I think it is time you should just be not just a little bit careful, but as long as this race is concerned, which I'm still in doubt if you get ticket in ADC, and I'll continue to say that, because except people who are not seeing the formation, or who are not seeing how things are well arranged, that they will get to maybe or raise their hope. My hope is not raised on Peter Obi getting the tickets.
I don't think he might get the ticket. Maybe
I feel like
get
they
the
negotiated already.
VP. But he needs to show everybody, come and show your popularity.
I feel like
if not for that APC the one that brought in our now president, you won't know that Rotimi is somebody that you can lie at.
Yes, now
you don't know your popularity.
He proved
his popularity.
Well, popularity and money. Yes, my sister. That's how it is done. You can't get that off. You can't get that off. And then let's go to another story before we check out the stories that made it to the front page of some Nigerian dailies this morning. Tax laws altercation call Agbese to order inducement charges rep leadership. So let's check what is that. The lawmaker representing Bono South Senatorial District, Senator Ali Ndume, has called on the leadership of the 10th House of Representatives to call in Deputy Spokesman Philip Agbese to order over his criticism of the senator's position on the alleged tax law falsification controversy. Ndume made the call on Sunday while responding to an earlier interview granted by Agbese, in which the latter faulted that the senators claimed that there were distinction between the Tax Act passed by the National Assembly and the vision subsequently circulated to the public. Reacting to Idume's last week television appearance, Agbese told journalists that the Bono lawmaker's position was mischievous. It is mischief to suggest that the tax law were falsified, Agbese said. Sorry. The comments did not go down well with Ndume, who described this as unfortunate. In an interview with journalists in Abuja on Sunday, he accused Agbese of playing to the gallery in bill to curry favor with the leadership of the House. And finally, he said, I call the leadership of the House of Representatives to call this to order. The man who claims to speak for the House should not be Agbese. But I want to start with Stalipo Ikau on your take to this, and I want you to shed more light on this story in particular. I have my reason for starting with you.
It's very simple.
Yeah.
There was an allegation that the tax law that was gazetted is different from the one Mr. President assented and sent back to the floor. Now, this started from the House of Representatives. I think a lawmaker from, I think, Bono, if I'm not mistaken, raised that issue. Now, it has metamorphosed into the Senate. Definitely, you find loyalists of the president defending whatever he does. And Taiwo Oyedele have come out to say that it's the same gazetted tax law that was sent back. You know, after then, they went on break. Till now, nobody has said anything until this Agbese and Ndume issue. Ndume has been in the Senate for God knows how long. One of the
2003. So.
One of the experienced senators in Nigeria that we have. So he's always a strong critic of any, whether the ruling or the opposition. I remember Ali Ndume criticized the then administration of late President Muhammadu Buhari. So it's not as if he is for and always against, or is always against and for sometimes. He is a plain person. He may not be perfect, but he says it the way it is. It is the same Ali Ndume that said we should question the Nigerian military regarding the funding of what's it called now? The acquisition of firearms to combat insurgency in this country. So if he is in the same party criticizing the way his party works, then I think sometimes we need to give him a listening ear. Ali Ndume is the only person that would look at you and say, what you're doing is wrong. It's not as if there was even a time. So I remember there was a time he was the chairman House Committee on the Military Affairs, where they would sit, discuss, deliberate on how to fund the military, how to go about things that would aid the military fight insurgency in this country. So I feel that there is more to what Agbese and Ndume are trying to paint out. But if we must tell ourselves the truth, there was an allegation that the gazetted law, the gazetted tax law, that they passed from the House of Rep to the Senate before moving it to the President is different from the one that was sent back. So first and foremost, let's address that. Was it true? Is it true? Oyedele has told us that it's the same tax law that was gazetted that was sent back, but nothing has been said by the 10th Assembly of the Senate. And that's where Ali Ndume is saying, let's go back and check. If you want to speak, but the only way where I would fault Ali Ndume is this: as long as you are a lawmaker, whether a deputy spokesperson or a spokesperson, as long as you are a member of either the Senate either the minority or the majority, the chief whip or it doesn't matter. You are representing a constituency in the House of Rep. You have a voice. You should be heard. But upon being heard, get your facts right. Both parties must ensure that. So the Senate must look into this. The leadership of the House of Rep must look into this. Starting Abbas, I made bold to say that I don't know. It looks like he has been silent in recent time. It looks like he has been silent. So in all of this, I think both the Senate and the House of Rep should look into this allegation of a different gazetted law that was passed as against the one that was sent back by Mr. President.
Well, I know Senator Alain Dume is in the Senate, and Agbese is in the House of Representatives. So it is normal they clash. I've said it before, scrap one of these people. If it's Rep, scrap them. If it's Senate, let's just have at least one chamber instead of having two. And this is one of the disadvantages or implications when you're having two set of lawmakers. Like this one is making this one. And trust me, it looks like Nigerians are still confused about this tax law, even after so many explanations. But now, two lawmakers from different chambers, red and green, coming out to come and say, no, this is it, this is not it. What they sent in is what they sent out. It looks like they continue to confuse Nigerians the more about this tax law of a thing.
No, their own argument is there was an adjustment to what they passed when it got to the presidency.
I know.
So the interpretation of tax law is different from what these two are fighting for.
Either as long as tax is concerned, right? Whatever thing they are both fighting for still shows it's supposed to be for the interest of the people. Exactly. If you amend this thing this way, it's because it will help these people this way. And don't forget, we are in a country that it has been alleged, always alleged, that sometimes some people bribe or give some politicians, lawmaker money to pass bills.
And to pass.
To lobby and to do this. And there was a time that it was alleged that somehow they pay money, even as a senator or House of Rep, to move motion.
To even pad bills, to pad budget.
So you understand. So it's not, this one now is not allegation. It's not any, there's no allege. It's normal that the president have his own people in the house, that whatever thing he wants to do, before he blink eye, he will say. But it is no longer news to Nigerians that Alain Dume seems to be different in the APC party. He does not want to leave the APC party. Maybe he has one or two things he still want to benefit, and he understood one fact: they are in power. And then, but yet he did not care because they are in power. It should be silent. He has come out so many. There was a time that was sanctioned,
suspended for 6 months.
Yes, for criticizing president.
The APC had its own. The Senate had their own. Like, no, it should not be done this way. Like, we are seeing your criticism as hatred. But whichever way, somebody must check and balance. If not for the fact that Nigeria is now very, very bad. The fact that the president is in APC and is in APC, they are both in different offices. You know, we have three of them: the executive, the legislator, the judiciary. They are supposed to check and balance whatever thing the president is doing, because the president cannot know everything, and the president can't do anything without informing them. They will check. But since it's not a rubber stamp or stamping that you have now in Nigeria, it makes everything messed up. Barrister Pink, what's your take?
The truth about this whole thing is that for a very long time I've seen Mzumbe being open about how power is being run in the Senate. And if you notice the way he said that other person from the House of Rep is trying to like, I'm pallying with my party. Sometimes we, the people, are the people that put you there. So you should speak for us, not even for the government. I hope you understand. And if somebody is raising a concern, if you are smart enough, you say, let me investigate. And when you are speaking, you say, from my investigation, there was nothing like that. Not just attacking. Like, what do you mean? So you have to state the matter like a professional. Because to me, we believe that they can represent us. That's why they are there. But if you keep backing and trying to cover up, then you're not supposed to be there. Even if Uzume stayed there 10 more years, I will not mind. Because he keep dragging them every minute. I'm sure when they see him, they roll their eyes like, this guy again, he's not here.
See, like I said earlier, the issues are very clear and simple. Agbese is defending. And Ndume is telling me, okay, this matter is before a Senate panel led by Mukhtar. So why not wait until investigations are done
Completed.
and it's submitted before you start making? So you're coming out to defend what has not been reported. You understand? It's still subject to investigation, and upon that, you would wait until a report is presented to the Senate. There's a committee that has been set up to look into this matter of the gazetted law as against the one that was assented by Mr. President. And at the end of the day, I am sure, even though we know what the possible eventual outcome would be, but then let's wait until the final report is submitted before Agbese starts reacting. That's what he's saying.
Okay, so Senator Ali Ndume was with the 7th Senate, the 8th, the 9th, and now the 10th. That is 4. And if you multiply 4 times 4, that is 16 years, going now. I mean, in the 10th Senate, it will be 16 years after the end of this tenure. So apparently, this man might probably qualify to be a Senate president. Sure. In the next, maybe the 11th.
Have you forgotten himself and the former Senate president from what's going on?
Yobe.
Yeah, from Yobe, the former Senate president. They contested now. Ahmed Lawan.
Ahmed Lawan.
It was 1 or 2.
Ahmed Lawan is currently in the house now. He has been very quiet, silent.
Why would
he does not see anything. He does not move motion. This cannot be a former Senate president.
You know why?
Why?
So many things happened prior to the 2023 general election. He was pointed at being one of the forerunners of the whole Asiwaju and whatever. You remember it was Yahya Bello and Borno State Governor Babagana Zulu that said, no, let's do direct primaries. Because if they went the way the former president and his cohorts were planning, forget it. Asiwaju would have long been a forgotten story. So they were the ones that stood and said, at 3 a.m., they stood and said, no, if we go this route of being an anointed candidate, we would lose it. And Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu may never become president.
Ahmed Lawan.
That's the reason why he's silent.
He did not get the senatorial form at the beginning. Remember, I was not the person who won the primary.
Himself and Akpabio. Supreme Court nullified the election and brought both of them. My brother, we know all of their story. Akpabio is Senate president today because Supreme Court said the other man that won should go. The other one in Yobe State, someone that won clearly and fair. Yeah. They said he should step down. They said no. They took it to Supreme Court, and the powers that be held his hand and said, "Okay, stand down."
Barrister Pink, your people. Oh, sorry. The judiciary, you need to do well. I wanted to say, Barrister, your people need to do better. But I already said, you people need to do better.
I think it's individual.
Okay, let's know.
But you're under one umbrella.
But it's individual.
Are you under an umbrella?
We are, but we did not attend the same midnight meeting.
It doesn't matter.
Let's move on. Federal government to arraign suspects in Benue killing Monday. Maybe today, I guess. The federal government has confirmed that the suspect linked to the recent killing in Yewanta, a town in Benue, will be formally arraigned in court on Monday, today, February 2nd, 2026. This was disclosed in the statement issued on Sunday by Kamarudin Ogundele, a special assistant to the President on Communication and Publicity in the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice. The statement indicated that the arraignment is the cumulation of a thorough investigation carried out in a collaboration with multiple government agencies. Some suspects arrested and strongly linked to the killing in Yewanta, a town in Benue State, will be arraigned tomorrow, Monday, February 2nd, that is today, to answer for their crimes. The statement partly read, Ogundele further confirmed that the suspect would face before a federal high court in the nation's capital. They will be arraigned before Justice Joyce C. Abdul Malik of the Federal High Court, Abuja, today. The question is, sometimes it takes. I don't want to sample my opinion. Let me start with Barrister Ping because these are people that are involved in the judgments and the courts. Now they said the cumulation of investigation, so many shown are inside this thing, and I hope this judgment will bring lasting solution and then great correction to the incident that has happened in the previous time. So let's start with you. We are expecting a judgment today. Now, why I emphasize again on the accumulation investigation, it shows that it is crystal clear that these guys they were the one that killed in that particular time. Now they are going to court. What are we expecting from court?
The truth about this whole thing, sometimes they will say, oh, lawyers are liars. The judge, the way he's being trained, if you're a judge, is to weigh evidence, not weigh what you believe you're supposed to know. So that's why most people get away with it, because they've cleaned up their evidence and you have nothing other than some witnesses that might not want to turn up and say because they might take them out. And that's why I always tell them, if there's a way, because in Nigeria we don't believe in surprise. If you watch American movies, you see one witness they've been keeping in isolation for a very long time will just appear in court. There's no surprise in Nigeria. You that is a witness that saw Koro, this person that killed, they will list your name, your address, and your the other, if it's the defendant's lawyer, is also having your copy of your name and address. When you know that such things, you will not want to say. I hope you understand, because fear will catch you, because you don't know what will happen at the end. So I've been begging they should have surprises in court, whereby you just bring out one witness. And two, the judge is just there. If you look at the evidence, I would say unfortunately, a deadly killer will just go scot-free, because you that is saying that I know I have proof, it's not bringing enough proof to nail this person down. So everybody should have an open mind to this judgment and pray. And I wish people that are supposed to, because when they are doing their summary before the judgment, I pray the person will be able to convince the judge that these people are actually the killers. So,
well, Stanley Paul.
Very simple. And for the first time in like forever, I will agree with you, Barrister.
Thank you.
I have a bit of reservation. Yes, investigations have been carried out. To them, everything has been summarized. To them, they have their facts. But we live in a country where you are not allowed to defend yourself because you don't have the financial muscle to get a lawyer. And if you don't have a lawyer who will speak for you, then you are done for. I am not saying, or I'm trying to hold brief for this suspect. But over the time, and I repeat, over the time, we've seen innocent suspect paraded. Two things I'm going to say here, and I'm going to drop the anchor. If bandits, terrorists who have killed, maimed, rendered people homeless, rendered families fatherless, children fatherless, husband without wives, wife without their husband, are still being pardoned. And according to the governor of Katsina State, they want to pardon 72 bandits and reintegrate them back into the society. And because it is Benue, you want to quickly serve judgment so they can be imprisoned or taken into correctional facility. I just hope transparency will play out. That's number one. The rule of law, yes, the judge would act on what he or she has that has been presented to her and every summary. See, because we don't trust any system, no disrespect, and I repeat, no disrespect, but let's face reality. He that calls the piper dictates the tune. You just want to ensure that some persons are brought to book. I repeat, you just want to ensure, and I just hope that's not what would play out at the end of the day, or what is trying to play out. Okay, let's just arrange some people, parade them, and because they said it is Benue, Abi, what's the guarantee that all of the people, or all these persons, or these suspects that have been apprehended, investigated, have been paraded, and will be arraigned before the court, are the true perpetrators of this act?
And the people bearing witness, are they even the terrorists?
The truth that the terrorists who have done this are the... See, we have so many irregularities, and I repeat, so many... See, on this set, I have said it time and over again. we need something that will just change our orientation, and it starts from you and I. You understand? So take it or leave it. There is a decay in the system that would make you not trust the system. I repeat, there is a decay in the system that will not make you trust the system, because time and over again it has happened where those that ought to get justice don't get justice, and sometimes it's the other way around. You go to correctional facilities. I wish ID was was there. You go to correctional facilities and you find innocent Nigerians languishing in jail. Oh, what did you do? I didn't do anything. They just paraded. The next thing you hear, they are causing environmental, what's it called now? There's a name they just attach to it.
They even call wandering.
Wandering is even now a local word now. Called environmental arrest.
And no, there's even another one people should take note of, especially when you don't know your friends, right? You just go to their house and maybe your friend is an armed robber. They will pack everybody they see there.
But then investigation, if carried out, to identify that.
So say, oh yeah, go home.
Take this person out. But why would you put all of them together? Oh, because you were there, Abi. You must have to. And that's why they say when what's it called now? There's a way they put this thing. When the faulty, when the innocent at the end of the day becomes a culprit, you understand? When the offender is being punished, yes, the innocent definitely bears one or two broads from it. But then in this country, in all honesty, the due diligence, do we carry it out? That ensures that, oh, this man is not convicted for a crime he knows nothing about. And until then, until that happens, that's when we can say we have a system that can be trusted.
All right.
Sorry. You made mention of who is representing them. So I want to alert the public that your tax money is being paid, both federal and local in any state, to OPD, which is the Office of the Public Defender. They are there for you. If you don't come, they'll be eating groundnut until you come to them. Do you understand? Their work is to defend you for free. The government have paid for all these things. But people, because of sensitization, maybe they don't know that they have free lawyers already. Just in case you can't pay for one.
All right. Thank you very much for that great publicity and awareness.
You wanted to send me B.
It's good. The government should do better by letting the people know that you also have a public lawyer, a government lawyer that will defend you regardless. I mean, go there as long as you know you are innocent. Even when you are not innocent, they could still defend you and reduce your punishment. Yes. But let's just go straight to the lucky stories that made it to the front pages of some Nigerians daily. I'll be starting with The Guardian this morning as the banner headline: Nigerians turn to survivor businesses as formal jobs dry up. Now, this is a country that was named among the top 10 countries recently, tweeted on X by the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, that Nigeria is among the top 10 countries that is making GDP, the world's GDP.
Oh,
I think we are number 16 now in the world. If not number 12, we are number 16.
This one is 10, though.
A recent.
That's what I'm saying. According to stats on X.
What I'm saying now is
he used Korokoro eye to tell us that we are in 10 side.
The ex-owner, the richest man,
Elon Musk,
tweeted a few days ago, and Nigeria is in maybe number 6.
In the world.
Yes. The world.
No, we are not.
Well, I said
the man saw the original analysis. The one they tell us is to demoralize us.
So
do you understand?
Let's go.
It's also on X, I saw it.
One thing about Dubai.
I think India is number 1, America number 2,
China is number 1. What Elon Musk tweeted.
I believe India own.
So it's okay if we can, just check again.
No, let's move on. We'll do that because of time.
No, the one for India, I believe. People that can sew suit between 2 hours, this suit that you're wearing, they will sew it for you. They have manpower.
Division of labor.
Yeah, they have manpower
more than anybody in the world. They know how to use. So somebody is making one right hand, somebody is making left hand.
That is it.
Somebody is doing
complete within time. You have paid rupees for your suit.
You have it. So let's just say there's a picture story to the Nigerian's informal economy is still largely young and growing. Motivation to starting business. Anyways, I can't start analyzing that now. I'll just go straight to all the stories. Obi fought Tinubu on multiple foreign trips, 2027 agenda. Sometimes I feel like, can Obi be president for 2 years? I want to see something. Let's just go here, comment. I just want to
When he
say
reach in
something.
town, me no travel.
Tinubu's reforms saved 27 states from collapse, says minister. I don't know which minister is saying that, but says minister.
That's Wale Edo.
Well, is that what?
Wale Edo.
Wale Edo, financial minister, right? Or finance minister then. House defense delay in passage of electoral acts amendment bill. Reactivates standby force against shallow threats. Tinubu tells ECOWAS. HEDA asks US to sanction Nigerians linked to security funds diversion. Very well, I'm in support. 2027 Article holds talk with ADC leaders amid Obi's Kwankwaso alliance rumor. Wow. Investors, farmers lament as agri sector loses 5 trillion naira in 2 years. Terrorists raise charge police station in Niger State. Osun Assembly vote to recover diverted local government funds. At Soludo reopened Onitsha market. He said 1 week and he completed that 1 week. All right, that is it on the Guardian this morning. Let's check the Nation.
The Nation, the banner headline: General Musa, how coup attempt was foiled at planning stage. Doing a coup now is impossible. Nigerians would have resisted it. And the riders, how government policies reshaped forest transactions. Why Labour Party will go into coalition, says Oti. I will produce my successor in Oyo State, says Governor Makinde. He boasts. ISWAP second in command killed in massive attack. 80 Kumi Wali adoptees escapes from kidnappers' den. Bandits blow up police station, kill man, adopt police in Niger State. Dangote NNPCL seal gas supply deal. And finally, man nabbed for importing cocaine in soles of shoes.
All right, before we go to the punch, so I was quick to make that research for the sake of education to get the information. So, Elon Musk is the richest man in the world.
Yeah.
So anything that concerns economy,
Is
finance,
involved.
politics is involved. So I quickly checked out it and I got that the balance of power is changing. That was what he tweeted. The balance of power is changing, along with a chart showing the top 10 countries ranked by the projected contribution to global real GDP growth in 2026 so far. What the chart showed from IMF charts, that is International Monetary Fund. China, 26.6% of global GDP growth, number one. Indian with 17.0%. United States, number 3, with 9.9%. Number 4, Indonesia with 3.8%. Number 5, Turkey. Now I see why Tinubu traveled there. Turkey, 2.2%. Number 6, Nigeria, 1.5%.
Try, we balance.
Number 7, Brazil, 1.5%. Number 8, Vietnam, 1.6%. Number 9, Saudi Arabia, 1.7%. And number 10, Germany, is 0.9%. Together, China and India were shown projected to make up about 43.6% of the global GDP growth in 2026, with Asia Pacific region overall contributing roughly half of the world's growth.
I know Ghana there. I thought they are man.
See, they are seeing, but just Stanley Paul, maybe just 1 or 2 stories from the Punch, please.
Okay. The banner headline: Travels. Presidency spends 34 billion naira on forex in 2 years. The writer says foreign trips, aircraft maintenance cost fall as FX, that's foreign exchange purchases, plunged 83% in 2025. This one here says just 3 stories. Cool. I was marked for arrest, assassination, defense minister. DHQ faces heat as military personnel bypass airport. You remember that man that faced Wike? Is the person in particular. Uh, he bypassed airport checkpoint. He had a gun. Health workers strike grounds, hospitals, and finally, Ogun, Ondo in fresh battle over oil-rich boundary island. Those are the stories on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning.
Thank you very much, Stanley Paul. You can't not to overlook the Nigerian Tribune because we have it's just one story, the banner headline for Nigerian Tribune. West African leaders meet in Ghana, agree on regional security framework. Rather says region now global epic center of terrorism, violent extremism. So we'll just leave that to read. It is time to say our goodbye. Unfortunately, those are the stories that we can bring on your screen this morning. We'll be here tomorrow again to do the same thing from 8 a.m. Just join us. Meanwhile, don't leave your darling TV set because we'll have other important and interesting program coming your way. To sign out, let's start with Stanley Poika.
Yeah, we'll do this again tomorrow. Good morning.
Barrister Pink.
I am Barrister Pink. Bye for now.
And finally, I am Robin Emmanuel Oluwafemi. For a short, you can call me Rio. I'll see you again. From all of us, it's a bye for now.